Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Vision Innovative. So today we discuss about a topic why cruise ships do not sink. So let's discuss about it. Have you ever seen one of those giant cruise ships or a cargo ship piled high containers or perhaps even an aircraft carried over the jet planes? How are these huge ships able to float on water? Water is much less density than the steel these ships are made of. So why are not these ships sinking to the bottom of the harbor? Top to bottom, the cruise ship Sun Princess, the container ship Atlantic Compass, and the aircraft carrier USS George Washington. What is buoyancy? We can thank Archimedes for being the first to explain the principle behind this puzzle. Archimedes was a Greek scientist who was born in 287 BCE. This principle is known as buoyancy or Archimedes' principle. Archimedes' principle states that the force exerted on an object in a fluid is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced. This force is called buoyant force. The buoyant force pushes upward against the object. Gravity exerts a downward force on the object. So, if the force exerted downward on the object by gravity is less than the buoyant force, this object will float. How does buoyancy relate to density? If a block of wood measuring 1 cubic centimeter is placed in a container of water, the amount of water displaced will equal the weight of the block of wood. But what about if a block of the same size is made of lead? Lead has much higher density than wood. If 1 cubic centimeter block of lead is placed in a container of water, the amount of water displaced will equal the weight of the block of lead. How do buoyancy and density apply the two ships? How can this principle be applied to ships? Ships are enormous steel vessels. A ship can have a mass of hundreds of thousands of tons. Steel is much denser than water. So you would think that massive steel ships would sink, right? Well, think again. What helps keep ships afloat is their shape and what is inside them. Ships are not solid pieces of steel. Instead, they are mostly hollowed out shells of steel. These are all sorts of components inside the ship. For example, the ship's engine, fuel and cargo may be inside, but most importantly there is air inside a ship. A full cargo ship on the left and an empty cargo ship on the right. Notice how the empty ship higher is the water. Science using an image by via stock photo. The air that is inside a ship is much less than dense water. That is what keeps it floating. The average density of the total volume of the ship and everything inside of it must be less than the same volume of water. As a ship is set in the water, it pushes down and displaces an amount of water equal to its weight. The closer the total density of the ship is to the density of the same volume of water, the greater the amount of the ship that will be in the water. If the average density of the ship is ever greater than the density of water, then the ship will sink beneath the surface of the water. When a ship sinks, it is because water enters the ship. This forces out the air, making the average density of the ship greater than that of the water. One of the most famous disasters is the sinking of the RMS Titanic. The ship stopped in iceberg of the south coast of Newfoundland in April 1912. The iceberg turned upon several small holes in the hull of the ship, letting water into the bow. As more water entered the ship, the air was forced out. This caused the ship to sink to the bottom of the ocean. Just like every other ship that ever sank, the Titanic ultimately went to the bottom of the ocean because of a lack of buoyancy. So this is all for today's video. If you are not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon for latest video notification. Thank you.